The edge there is lots of bubbling under those minnows.
Yeah. Go. You go first.
Stop.
Yeah. You're good.
I don't have my two scissors right there in front of me.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a whole bunch of them. It's closer than I cast. Good morning. It is a pretty awesome morning right now. Absolutely beautiful out. Wind is just starting to pick up now. It's 7 o'clock. We've been here for just over an hour, kind of getting set up, getting our bearings. Put some rigs out early, but they weren't really the rigs that we had set up for here. It was just a matter of we want to get lines in. It's a new spot. It's a spot that I have fished for many years for other species, usually from a boat or from the other side, casting lures for bass, walleye, things like that, pike. But I've never actually fished here for carp. It's also a really good catfish spot from what I understand. So Kevin and I are giving it a shot. I came here last night with the marker float to get a good idea of, what the depths were like that, what the slope is like in front of us, what the drop-off is like on the other side, because I can easily reach the other side from here, with the marker rod. And yeah, I got a pretty good bearing of, what the bottom's like, what's on it, the depths, how this slope actually comes up a little bit swifter than I thought, but there's no real defined ledges. It's pretty even. So yeah, a lot of good information gathered last night. And I saw some really good sized fish jumping last night. We've also, since we've been here, seen a couple of really good fish rise this morning. Lots and lots of bubblers out there this morning. But yeah, we have yet to have a hit. So now that we're kind of both fishing comfortably, the espresso is on right now. It's actually really warm going off of that. But yeah, we're just going to kind of kick back, wait for the first bite. Hopefully it'll come soon. I should just say, hopefully it'll come. I'm convinced that there's some monster fish in here. And I have been for a long time. Every spring I come down, I check out this spot. And every year I end up fishing elsewhere. So this year I'm kind of planning on spending the whole month of June here, figuring it out. Yeah, it's time to sit back and have a cup of hot stuff and yeah, wait for that fish to come along.
20 seconds.
20 seconds? Okay. You know what that sounds like? Sounds like bite time.
I hope so. Oh yeah, bro.
Ever since that sun come up on this spot, which you would think would stir them up a bit more, we pretty much stopped seeing the bubblers. I'm still seeing the odd rise down there. No big crashes like last night, but the odd rise. But yeah, maybe it's a low light spot. Maybe it's more of a night spot. I don't know. the way that sun's coming up on that angle, we're going to be protected from that tree in the shade for quite a while. But I don't think it'll be hot over us for long. Plus that breeze is really nice.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. I'm sure we'll get a fish, but just don't know when. And you're packing up to
New
go.
swim, bro. New swim. New swim. Holy shit.
Just tip-tap bites, man. Just focus on the fish. They'll come out around that embankment. He's not going to want to go in along that wall.
You better hope
Steer him enough, he's going to come right out through the open. Letting out a lot of bubbles, so he's sitting deep. Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
That's good for both of us.
He's gonna come right out.
I know you're just as happy.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
Try not to stir up where I'm fishing, but just the weirdness of the bite. It was just tap, tap, and then it pulled the rod, right? Like almost right off that rock. Easy, Will. Don't keep loosening your drag on.
No, you know what? It's a stupid quick drag. My other one.
Well, if you can get a little bit to the right there, I can get in position to net him. That's a good fish. Try not to have the tip too high. Just steer him left. He'll come right over here. He'll come around that. He'll come around it. He's already past it. Jesus, that's a big fish. Okay, I'm gonna.
No,
Look at how big that fish is. Look at the belly on it. That's a big fish. That's 20 a little bit long.
good.
That's a big female. Look at the gut on it. Short, fat.
That's, you know, I know how happy that is. Wow.
That's a chunky fish.
Yeah. So, what are we here? What time is it?
Huh?
Let
me check. 109.
Okay.
We've been here since what?
6. So 7 hours. Minimal indication all day.
And then
Packing my pod up to this pig. Beautiful.
real weird twitchy bites, eh?
Yeah.
What a fat girl.
Good fish. I'm very happy. Very happy. That was a lot of work.
Like I said this morning, if it's not a morning bite, maybe it's a weird midday bite, you know?
Well, that was a lot of work today.
Yep.
That was my 4th cast. I tried to stay on the spot. You know, I fishing really confident today. Just fish weren't having it. But leaving in 15 minutes. Now I'm leaving for good.
Yeah.
And pulled out this tank. You got her, Johnny?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What a freaking pig. Well, it's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and what a long, uneventful day. It was just after 1 o'clock when Kevin had that really nice fish of his, and it was just as he was packing up. Literally was taking down his pod. Rod was just sitting on a rock in the water, and I just noticed a few bumps on the end of his line, and then it started to head out for a swim. So glad we caught in a new spot. But yeah, he quickly, because he was on his way out, he quickly left right after that fish. I did try having a line in where he was, just in hopes that I could pick up another bite. You know, hopefully there was a few more than just the one fish there. Nothing materialized. I had a bunch of boats come up and kind of fish right on top of that spot, so I pulled out of there. Tried fishing a baited spot right in front of the rod tip again. Nothing happened. The one good thing though is you know, that hot sun that was really cooking us earlier is gone. Some cloud cover pushed in, a little bit of stronger breeze, and it's gotten quite comfortable. But with that, a lot of fish started rising right in front of me, pretty much where I was fishing at the start of the morning. I don't know, 4 rod lengths out, right dead center in the front here. I think there was 4 fish that come up. Not really heavy breaching, but you know, just enough to really break the surface and put a big swirl there. So I've, you know, set back up with, I did change my pop-up, but I switched from yellow to pink, but I've put back out there with a PVA stick of my chops and pellet mix. There's fizzing going on out there, so there's definitely movement, there's activity, there's a lot of stuff coming up off the bottom, you know, as it does in the spring. Just hoping for my turn to get a bite. You know, I'm starting to get a little bit later in the day than I planned, but this could be one of those spots where, you know, you get that random midday bite and then nothing until the evening. It might just not be a morning spot. So yeah, as the boats keep coming up down, people keep coming over just behind me, fishing off an embankment with nets to try and catch minnows and things like that. You know, there's a fair bit of disturbance going on this afternoon. It's nowhere near as quiet as it was this morning, but that might be what's getting the fish moving, right? It might be the activity that gets their curiosity up and has them, you know, milling around looking for stuff. Oh, sounds like that guy's leaving actually. So for now, I'm gonna pretty much just focus my attention on this little spot straight out from me. Keep watching for signs of fish, and yeah, not really any point in going over the rig because I haven't got anything with it yet. Yeah, we'll see. First session in the new spot. Slow going, learning a lot, and at least a fish did come out, so lots of positives there. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a few more hours and see what happens. Oh man, it's been a whole day. There we go there. Stop it. So when we saw Kevin get his fish, it was just after 1 o'clock. I have been sitting here cooking all day. It is just after 7 p.m. And there's the fish that took me all day to land. Well, all day to get to bite. Got me wrapped around a big concrete pillar. Got me wrapped around a big log just in front here. I was back and forth across the swim 3 times. But what a fish. So worth it. Whoa. Well, finally had a fish. It only took me 13 hours, but I had one. So I'm going to quickly go over the rig. I started off with a lead clip and a big bait, and I just didn't have confidence in it. It was just get it out there at the start of the day, so we were fishing. But after, I think about an hour and a half, I changed things up and I went to the kind of rig that I would normally fish a spot like this, and that's wow, that's the inline lead. Little planes and stuff flying over all this. So yeah, little inline lead, anti-tangle sleeve, a little bit longer of a hook length than I would normally use. In a spot like this, like. I would almost use pretty much a solid bag rig and a much shorter hook length, but I just had this feeling that there was some larger fish here and a shorter hook length might not do the job. So yeah, just a size 4 hook, a little split shot just to pin it down, and I'm just fishing with these banana and pineapple Shimano TX1 pop-ups, 15 millers, just one of that, and a little bit of pack bait around the lead. Not even much, maybe the size of 1.5 golf balls, not much at all. Then I've cast that all around the swim. I've tried sticks with my chopped oily mix and pellets, and I've just not had any indication all day. And finally, I'm sitting here starting to doze off a bit. I gotta get ready to go soon, and a boat rocks up, anchors just down from me. They put their lines out, and I look over at my rod tip because it's pretty much pointing at their boat, and it just bends over ever so slowly, but good several inches of movement with no indication of the bob and no indication on the alarm. It was exactly the same thing that was happening to Kevin earlier. And so I waited, I left it, and it did it one more time, just like it did to Kevin. And then all of a sudden it went into meltdown. That fish actually took right off, right upstream, and went right on the other side of a big concrete embankment. So I have to check my line past my shock leader, because that I'm using mono, and that was rubbing on that concrete really hard. Finally got the fish to come out of the concrete. It shot right over to the left side of the swim and wrapped around a log that's floating there. I was able to walk over and kind of step in the water around the bulrushes, unwrap it from the log. The fish came back over. By the time I came back over, it was heading back for that log. So quite the battle. If I would have thought I was going to get a bite at that point, I would have had like a chest mounted camera on, so you could have caught the battle and seen it with me. But I was sitting there contemplating it, and I thought, you know what, I really don't think I'm going to catch today. And as soon as I put that thought in my head, boom, get a wicked take. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a new pop-up on. I'm going to put some fresh pack bait on, just a small bit. I'm going to cast back upstream of me. Yes, near that concrete again, but I think that's where the fish are. And I'm going to start tidying up my gear. You know, if I can get another fish before I go, great. If not, again, just like we did with the marsh, you know, we put a lot of work into planning things out, figuring out the depths, learning more about this swim before we even fished it. We come here for the first session. Kevin nails a beauty, real chunk of a fish. You know, I opened up a little space just down from us so that we have another swim available, so that if, you know, if we were to come here and people were fishing here, we can go to the one just past them and still fish the same water. Or if we have, you know, 3 guys come with us, there's room for all 3 of us here safely. So, you know, very productive day. But man, am I ever happy that Kevin and I both caught again in a new swim. And I think I mentioned this earlier. I'm going to spend pretty much the month of June fishing here, and probably not anywhere else. Probably won't start venturing to any other locations until July. So yeah, the start of the month, start of a new swim. A couple of really nice fish. You know, I could complain. You know, a long day, hot, really boring with nothing happening, but yeah, that quick run there with a wicked battle again just made it all worth it. So, ooh, little panfish jumping. Like I said, I'm gonna put this back out. I'm rambling now. I'm gonna put this back out. I'm gonna kind of clean my gear up a bit, and hopefully we can get another one before I go. If not, this will be the last thing you see. But if I do get another one, you'll see it. Unless it happens after I pack up the camera. But, you know, again, I'm rambling. I gotta get back to fishing.